A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video, but more on that later. The land has changed a lot in the last few months, and I haven't honestly been up here as much as I used to be. We kind of moved up here full time. I was thinking about it last April, and we're here until October, Max and I at least. Lou's still been here holding down the fort, but it was a big 7 months, and I kind of wanted to compile like my thoughts on that time and the memories of that time because it was so transformational and so supportive to our family, and to just feel grounded on the land. So I've kind of thought about a few different topics and a few different spaces, really. Spaces on the land that kind of became home during that time, because I was thinking about it, like the year before had been like the container build, and then this year was really us settling into like, we've done it, we built this home, now let's enjoy it. And I feel like we really did. We like lived it up, and we made the most of the tiny space in the spring, summer, and fall. And then now that it's become winter, it's getting a little bit different. And yeah, that I feel like we can go into like our future plans, how we're going to tackle the next few months as the seasons are a little bit harsher. But now I wanted to just take a moment and kind of reflect on one of my favorite spaces. It's so cute. Max and Lou were actually just harvesting more carrots. Look at that. The garden is a huge source of joy. Over the past year, this was like our first real season of growing things as a family and eating from our garden on a regular basis, whether it was herbs or salads, potatoes. We grew corn. We grew all of our blueberry bushes were like thriving. I'm not sure thriving, maybe not thriving. We're still learning. As a new gardener, you don't really realize that you actually get to plant quite frequently throughout the summer. And so just seeing him get to watch that process of like seeds in the ground, watch the plant grow. We need to turn on the sprinklers if we haven't had rain. And like for us, that meant walking all the way to the generator, turning on the generator. And then that's how we would get water to the garden, playing in the sprinklers. It became this like really beautiful family time, whether Lou was with us or not. It was just this space that I feel like we were connected to the land, and Max was getting to grow up with an experience that I just feel so lucky to share with him. And like, we're really learning alongside each other. You know, I'm not this like expert gardener who can like give him all this knowledge. Like, it's like, we're going to grow in this path together. And I feel like that's like a really special thing. I feel like waking up and like going to get blueberries was one of the like such a core memory of the summer, of just walking down to the garden, seeing what's going on, seeing like the difference. I feel like that was something like that would be so fun for all three of us, would just be like, wow, look at this. Like the different plants have like the cucumbers have really sprung up, like, or the blueberries are here, and which ones are fresh and which one are like, do we need to wait? And I feel like it's also like learning patience of like, okay, this blueberry is not ready yet. If we leave it, it can get ready and it will be yummy. But if we bite it now, it won't be tasty. So just like, there's so many lessons that are available to learn from the garden and from the land. And I feel like we spent a lot of time in the garden, but we also, Max and I especially, spent a lot of time foraging, whether it was for wild strawberries or ramps or dandelions or like the wild chamomile. We had a lot of fun just connecting to the outdoor space. And I think that's something that's so beautiful about the life on the land, and something I really realized looking back on it is how much tiny homes push you to be outside, because it's not so comfortable to just like sit in a tiny shipping container all day. Really, the fun of a small space is that you're outside, and I think that's actually a really huge gift, because maybe sometimes you might not even like want to be outside as long as you are, but I feel like you never regret time outside, if that makes sense.
I'm coming in.
Chickens are coming in.
Why? Egg.
Maybe did she leave an egg?
What?
There's 2 eggs over here?
And gamma. Look.
There's even some on the ground. You're right.
Maybe
How many do you see?
ton.
A ton?
Yeah. So many.
Look how many. Should I get them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put in the bucket.
Put them in the bucket. You're right.
And one more.
There's more?
There's more. Look.
Is that one of the real ones, or I think this is one of the fake ones that's still in here?
Say.
That's the fake kind. I think there's some in here. 2 more in here.
Maybe that took it away.
I think she did lay because it's warm.
Maybe I'll want it.
She thought we might want it.
That rooster.
That's a rooster, you're right.
Maybe cockle-doodle.
Maybe a cockle-doodle-doo.
No.
We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 eggs, Max. I honestly feel like the garden is just a space that brings so much joy and also brings that fun of the daily changes, you know, like being able to go down and if you haven't even checked on it in a couple days and see something just sprout up, or like you're waiting for the beets. Are they gonna grow? Are they gonna grow? And then they all go crazy. It's like that. That's the beauty of the land and the garden, because I feel like with the land too, being here finally, like an extended period of time, I got to see what flowers grow in what months and how just the ebb and flow of the color palette changing. Like I look around now and it's just so different. So this playground is also, I feel like, holds so many special memories now, and Lou finished it for Max's birthday, so middle of May, and it was so fun, I feel like, for him and I to witness like Lou and our friend Noah build the playground. Like I have such fun memories of like watching the playground come to life, but I truly like did not expect how much play value especially would come out of the sandbox. Like this whole structure is amazing and Max had a lot of fun on it, but I feel like the sandbox like blew both me and Lou out of the water, like our expectations out of the water. It has had like hours and hours, countless hours of fun, and I think it was just so exciting to have like a space that was so beautiful for Max's like imagination and play, and something like so consistent for him to come to and for all of us to go to. And it's also really special because the sandbox had milled wood from our land. So Lou actually felled the trees and milled the wood, and then we were able to just sit on that. You know, how many hours did I just sit on logs or like, you know, the boards that were from our land? And I think that those little touches just make things so special. And it's like really exciting when we think about building our house, how we can bring pieces like that into it as well, because the mill and bringing lumber from our land, it's not feasible for the whole structure to be made out of that. But I feel like for accent pieces and for beautiful details that we get to look at, even furniture, you know, tables or maybe like headboards or things like that, it's really exciting. And I think the playground was the first time that Lou was using milled wood in a construction project, and it was just so cool to see that in reality, and now to watch how it's like stood the test of time. I mean, granted it's been like 6 months, but it's held up really well for those 6 months. I feel like this video is for you if you're like really here for all the details of life at the containers, because it's just, I wanted a video that we could watch later, like later on in our life, and remember this summer, especially like spring and fall too, but this summer especially as just like one of the most magical and transformative summers of our life. Like I feel like Max became a kid this summer. Like he was a baby and now he is like, he grew into himself so much, and just these spaces are like so interconnected with like our family memories. And yeah, it's like a little bit emotional, honestly, to think about, because that's like I think one of the beauties of having seasons and of having, you know, the land visually show us the passage of time, because yeah, no matter what you do, time is passing. And I think it's just about trying to be as present as we can in the experiences that we are in. And the land really pushes you to be super, super present, because I think that's just like what being outside does. Like you're aware of the surroundings, you're watching things change. I'm just looking around right now, and it's just, I just feel very grateful to have this property and to get to raise Max here with Lou. And I'm just so excited that we had that time on the land, because it's been a little bit challenging. I guess I can say it a little bit now, but I was gonna save it till the end of like what are our plans now, but kind of feels right just to talk about it. And I feel like the thing is, we had so much quality family time, and I especially know now like how, I don't even expect myself to get emotional. I think I didn't expect, or maybe I didn't totally understand how much time we were really getting with Lou while we were up here, just like those little details of life. Like, I know so many families, like both parents are full-time working, or one parent is, working 7 days a week. And so they don't get to have that time together. But it's been really interesting for me because Max and I moved down to my parents' house, and Lou's been holding down the fort here. And we need to do that because we have chickens and Freya and so much construction happening, like trying to get started happening. And just Lou has so much on his plate with running the whole YouTube channel and like basically like taking on everything so that like Max and I can be together, so that I can, be a full-time stay-at-home mom, because I feel like that really is like my role right now, is like, yes, I'm so excited to chat with you guys right now, and it's really fun to make this video, but day in, day out, like I so grateful to be a mom. But the thing is so interesting is like, now that we've, separated, and, yes, Lou comes down for dinner, and we're in a more like probably like normal routine where like a father is going out to work and the mom is home with the kids. But I feel like I didn't realize how much time we got with Lou when we were all together, because it was just like those little micro moments of like, if Max goes down for a nap, I could like pop into the office and like talk to him about some stuff, or like we'd wake up and like we'd get to have he'd have coffee, or I'd have like some tea or like a hot chocolate or whatever, have all these little moments. And like, if Lou finished up his edit early, he and Max could play in the sandbox and I could go do some stuff in the office. And we were actually like more of a balanced team at that point than I realized, because yeah, I see it now, and like, that we don't have like the shared living quarters, how much we do like really miss Lou's presence in our life. And it just makes me feel really grateful for the time that we had at the land, and like know that that time will come again. Winter does not last forever. And hopefully maybe next winter, I don't know, we'll see how everything pans out, well, we would have a space that would be more feasible for us to live as a family up here. So this is our beautiful summer tub. Do you remember when this was just like blooming with wildflowers everywhere? And yeah, this was turned into such a special place for our family. We would take family showers / bath every night here in the summer. And yes, baby, I'll come in a little bit. I'm just finishing this up. Yeah. See ya. Why can I not get this even? This was part of, I think, what I was talking about in the garden, is just taking every single day, coming all the way down here with a toddler and a dog to take our shower and get clean, and then hike up and like still kind of have muddy feet and stuff like that. It's amazing. So beautiful. But if we had just already had a house, already had indoor bathtub and stuff like that, there's literally no way that we would have made the effort to like live outside like in this way. But it's like forever gonna be the most magical summer memories, is like the summer that we did shower outside every day. And who knows, maybe I think next summer we'll probably be doing the same thing. But I don't know, I'm just grateful, because I think the thing is, it's so easy to like look at life and look at all of the constraints or the difficulties and focus on that. And like, I'm sure there were times in the summer where I felt like, oh, I just like could use a little bit more comfort. But the reality is that there's so many benefits on that other flip side of the coin of like, I remember having a conversation with one of my friends up here who has a similar age child, and she was saying how they like are trying to get outside more. And I remember being like, what? Like I couldn't comprehend it because I'm so outside living. But now that I've moved into my parents' house, I get it. It's really easy to make it all the way till 10 a.m. and not make it outside because you wake up and you're like comfortable. Like, with the containers, you wake up and you literally have to open your bedroom just to get to the kitchen. You're outside. And so I think that there is some real thought that like Lou and I can take when we're designing our home to like, how do you still incorporate an outdoor life in it? And I think homesteading just builds like outdoorness into your life, but still like it's just something I've been thinking about a lot because some of the constraints of the containers actually make life so beautiful because you're forced to do things consistently in a way that maybe wouldn't happen as easily if you had a comfortable setup. So it's just something to think about, and something that now that I have the perspective of both, of like being back in a comfortable house and being so grateful for it, and really, luxuriating and having running water and a hot shower and a laundry machine and a dishwasher. Like, I'm here for all of it. I honestly want all those things on the land. But just thinking about like, how do you, create a life that's a balance of both? So that's what I'm looking for. Like, get the best of all of the options. And the containers really showed us the parts of life that we really enjoyed. So, maybe it means creating a outdoor shower next to the house that you still try to use every day in the summer if you can. I'm not sure exactly, but the memories that we have here are so special to me. And yeah, that kind of is the water situation kind of is a big reason that Max and I are taking the winter. We're calling it our hibernation. And I feel like, honestly, it's been like kind of bigger adjustments than I was expecting for myself. I think I was so looking forward to like running water in the dishwasher and all of that. And it was amazing. I feel like I was so grateful when I first got into the house to have all those like convenient luxury kind of things. But pretty soon after, I was like, oh gosh, I really miss nature. I miss like looking out. My parents are so generous to let us stay with them. And it's really been cute to like be in a neighborhood with Max and like have neighbors and stuff like that. But my soul was just like, I don't think I really recognized like how much nature was like regulating my nervous system, like I would like step outside and get a breath of fresh air, and like it was just so beautiful, and like having Freja around and the chickens, and just I think it was so much more supportive than I could have even than I knew. I didn't understand because I had become such a normal. What's up? And so while it's been kind of tricky for me to recalibrate and recognize that like having some ease in my life is a really good thing, it's been so beautiful to watch Max like thrive in a new environment. And I think that that's been something that's really important for me and Lou, to just be like, it's so good for him to have this chance to adapt to a new space. And granted, we've been back and forth between my parents' house a bunch, but at this new age, he's so much more like aware. Before, if we like took a week and went there, it wasn't really like a thing that he was like a part of. But now when we moved down there, he's like, we're hibernating. Like, this is what we're doing. And he likes to wave to his neighbors and go on walk to see the Halloween decorations, or now the Christmas decorations. And yeah, I think that part's been really, really cute to witness. Hey, Freja. It's been very nice that the transition was so easy for him. But I am really, really looking forward to getting back up here. And I bet we'll probably come back up here in April or May again, like we did last year. Who knows, maybe we'll come up a little earlier depending on how we're all doing and things like that. But that's kind of like the plan for now, is just Lou is holding down the fort, and that's working out really well for us. And if you used to watch my Instagram stories, I kind of like fell off that too, because it's just I think a rhythm of the life. Like, I think we're just gonna like take the winter to hibernate, me and Max, and then we'll come back to the land and like get back to life up here. And everything that we do is always changing. So who knows, we could be living up here full time again before I know it. But for now, this feels really good. And it's just been really nice to have some ease, but I miss you. And I'm so grateful for all your support, and support Lou on all his Lou videos, because it really means the world to me to like feel so supported by him, and for him just to like take on the whole channel and do all this so that I get this like precious time with Max, because it is so fleeting. I think you realize that like as, you know, he's already 2.5 and how he's a big kid, you know, like he's not a baby anymore. And these years are so short. Like, what do they say? It's like the longest, shortest years. And I really feel that. So I'm just grateful for, okay, Freya, I know you miss me too. Freya doesn't get enough time with me either. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that kind of wraps it up. Okay. That kind of wraps it up. We're hibernating. We're so grateful for this land. I'm excited to get back when we do, but I'm also really happy to, you know, I get to wash my hair regularly and have a dishwasher that supports me and just have more space for the winter. It's been so fun to have a whole house that Max can play in and run around in, and when the weather is horrible to like not have to go outside. So that's where we're at now, and yeah.
A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video. I think what I like most about the new layout tools from Squarespace is that they've become so incredibly intuitive that even if a couple months go by and I'm not in website design land building new pages, I can jump right back in and remember all of the core skills within minutes. If you're not typically someone who loves complicated computer tasks, then these kind of easy to use features will be incredibly helpful for you as well, because when it comes to building and running your own website, Squarespace has removed all of the technical barriers. This allows us creatives to focus on the parts of the creative process we enjoy, and since the website tools are basically just drag and drop at this point, I can build and run a site in a matter of hours without the need to hire a designer or even watch a single tutorial. If you'd like to get a jumpstart on 2025 projects, now is the time to head to squarespace.com/wildweroam for a free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.